did not appreciate how loud that was. I can control how loud it is coming into my headphones. So that's why it was super freaking loud. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna go press the options button and load the game. Retrial prep. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This game will begin where you last left off. That's okay. Yes, I would like that. Actually, that would be fantastic. So I got the skills, the handbook. What happened? Oh yeah, okay, so finding your dead body was a bomb. The sprinklers go off at 7:30 in the morning. And times will change as such it can be assured that the body had been in the garden before 7:30. Let's just read this real quick. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife and went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe, pole, same thing. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were all at least several days old. Exploded body analysis. The explosion has burnt the upper half of the body beyond recognition. The upper half of the body remained on fire and had been extinguished. Because of this, the upper half was soaking wet while the bottom half remained dry. Fake nails! The body was wearing notably long nails. The body had the tattoo of a dog on the back of the right hand. There were bits of charred debris near the body. It should be noticed that the bomb of which had been removed from Monokuma in the gym had disappeared. The sprinklers are programmed to come on every morning. So name Makoto wakes up to the morning announcement. 7:30 a.m. Makoto and Hina arrive at the dining hall. 7:30 to 9. Makoto meets up with the others in the gym, and together they head to the headmaster's room. The knife nearby the body was the same knife that used to stab it before the explosion. It was also the knife that Toko had given to Makoto for safekeeping, and the knife that the masked assailant was holding when they attacked Makoto. The tarp was hidden among other items in the tool shed. One side was wet and filthy with mud and grime. The other side was completely clean and dry. The number of chickens in the chicken coop had decreased from 5 to 4. Yoshihiro claims there were, without a doubt, 5 chickens just before nighttime last night, and yet. Byakuya stated that there was no corpse in the garden just after nighttime last night, so it can be assumed that the murder must have taken place sometime before that. Byakuya also said that he, Hiro, Toko, and Hina were in the gym the entire night, and none of them were alone at any point. The corpse had a mask covering its head and a white jacket covering its body. A knife had been thrust into the abdomen, and there were bloodstains around the wound. The body had stopped bleeding, but the blood was still wet. It was noted, however, that there was no blood on the ground or around the body. Mikuro Ikuzaba, female. Known as the Ultimate Soldier, she became obsessed with the military from a young age. She disappeared while on vacation in Europe and reappeared in Japan 3 years later. Apparently, the killing game began with 16 participants, all students. It is assumed that Mikuro Ikuzaba was a 16th student. Monokuma also revealed that the reason Kyoko wears gloves is to hide something she doesn't want anyone to see. This woodblock decoration was found in Kyoko's room. It looks like it's actually the key to one of the lockers in the dojo. A set of titanium arrows was found in the dojo locker. There would be 10 in total. Along with arrows, there was a wadded up ball of duct tape in the locker. The duct tape had traces of blood on it. It is assumed that this is related to the case, but no one can imagine how. Kyoko and Monokuma's secret tool, which granted access to any room in the school to sneak into the second floor of the dorms. This area seems to have no monitors or security cameras. So, got myself refreshed. Let's do it. Class trial. All rise.
Let's Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, well, I'll leave the rest up to you.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim. First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
But Kyoko's standing right there.
No, that's a ghost!
But she has legs and stuff.
Well, that's just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technologies.
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Her traits?
Kyoko's
I
gloves.
got it! I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion. I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
There's no way that course was Kyoko. But if I can't prove why, we're gonna be stuck here in the case that won't move forward. So I have a choice but to... tattoo right hand, exploded body, and fake hands.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion?
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion?
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
Shoot!
I don't know the correlation
That
between...
Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body
They got burnt up.
Then she was wearing...
Well, yeah, because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
I know the body isn't Kyoko's, and I can prove it.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion?
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion?
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
This entire discussion
I
is
don't know
idiotic.
what I'm doing!
That Kyoko there is just... Okay, then prove
The dead body wasn't...
they got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves?
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
Shoot!
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion?
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
No, that's wrong.
Stupid. Of course, the fake nails.
No, there's no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
For anything, we had to identify the victim. Everything starts from there. Jesus Christ. Make your argument. Sprinklers, down to the light.
If Kyoko really is still alive, then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out.
I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition.
Shoot!
Fuck me, bro. These trials are getting so
Kyoko
hard.
really is still.
Then who died?
There's gotta be.
I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond and there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file.
Well, if we can't identify the body,
Then there's nothing else we can do, right?
I think I know what I'm supposed to do.
If Kyoko really.
Then who died?
there's gotta be. I don't think so.
The face was scorched and there wasn't any description in the
Well, if we can't identify the body,
Then there's nothing else we can do, right?
I just wasted so much time.
If Kyoko really.
Then who died?
there's gotta be. I don't think so.
The face was scorched beyond recognition and there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file.
Well, if we can't identify the body,
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
what? For real?
If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
Cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
Wow, hero thing.
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog?
Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Seriously? They really did something that humiliating?
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
The narration.
I got it! The
Damn.
Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Mukuro Ikusaba.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
The image that represents Fenrir is... a wolf.
Now I understand. The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast. He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Man, After all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
A wolf tattoo. Then that means...
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf, which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
What? Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a cool-ass trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place. After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
Then who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time? And when she finally turns up, she gets killed.
Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
Nope! There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
Makoto and
I got it.
Kyoko.
You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain.
Hey Jesus, what's up?
Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time, we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
exactly so.
So the only suspects now are me and Kyoko. Damn it. I can't let this stand. Somehow I have to clear my name.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at, well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock. So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Oh, but what time did we find the body?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went to go get the pickaxe.
9.
I got it!
It was at
The
9
body
o'clock.
must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, we left the gym. It was just before 9 o'clock, so it's probably 9 on the dot now. Okay, go get the pickaxe and be back here by 9:01.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around... Oh yeah! Right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
Murder happened between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m., and I don't have an alibi from 10 p.m. till 9:30. That's 7:30 a.m. Now then, it looks like the game has begun. If I can find an alibi for that period, then I have to prove the murder didn't happen during that time. I don't have an alibi. To do that, I'll have to make it clear when the body ended up in the garden. Sprinklers,
We've
Orange
established a time frame for the
sprinklers.
murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
Fucking, what am I doing?
We've established a time frame for the murder.
It took place somewhere between 9 o'clock.
Yep, and Makoto...
Yeah, from to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
I have the
We've
sprinklers, I
established
just
a
don't know when
time
I'm
frame
supposed to
for the murder.
use it.
It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be
Oh
the
fuck,
time.
I only have 4 minutes to do this.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
Sprinklers.
Shoot!
What do I do? I know it's a
We've
sprinkler.
established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock.
Sprinkler.
No, that's wrong.
I'm stupid. Thanks, Jesus.
Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such indecent words!
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean by denying the sprinkler? Are you trying to deny my entire existence?
Man, you're totally wacko.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why!
Oh my god, just let me just choose the evidence. Oh fuck.
I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me?
Oh. I didn't realize that I know what I did wrong that time.
I refuse to give up yet.
I can't give up now. Well, you know, after not failing any of the last ones. Bruh. I know. I got it.
I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! How can you say it wasn't the sprinkle?
This should prove it.
Oh no, she's dead.
Just remember what the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers. The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac!
I'm so sick of her.
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
Kyoko's the only one without an alibi, which would have meant that Mukuro's killer is... No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone?
I'd just like to say one thing. If you vote for me, and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen.
Huh?
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial. Something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Huh?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm listening.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
Oh, there's a tarp.
I got it!
Okay.
You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean. This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
Why would Kyoko say that? Why would she want to make me look like the killer? No. Can't think about that right now. The tarp. That's the way Kyoko said. The tarp must have touched the body, right? But the body...
Wait. Something's not right.
And what might that be?
I can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I have to refute what Kyoko said.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water.
Shoot!
By covering the killer prevents...
So the reason that is because the But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty!
Fuck! Okay, I know what I'm supposed to do.
By covering the killer prevents...
So the reason that is because the But the underside, it was totally... It's because
that side was protected from... Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty!
No, that's wrong.
That's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it. Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Yakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
The blood was camouflage?
What if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office. That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
Oh, the chicken. Chickens.
I got it!
Was the
Could
trick.
it have been chicken blood?
What? Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens. But after the murder, there were only 4.
So, you're saying someone killed a chicken? and then covered the body with its blood? Man, that's messed up.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
They covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
I think so. Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off, but the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body. The coat they'd already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Maybe, but still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
Oh, I am fucked. I am so utterly fucked. And the suspicion falls back on me again. But why? Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? I don't understand. Disguised dead body is not a truthful section of your handbook.
Well then, it looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
Oh!
See? Pretty good idea, right?
No, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
The one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right? According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back. So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before. That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
Listen, more important, now that we have the knife, what are we gonna do with it? We can't let Toko keep it, that's for sure. We don't know what she might do. I don't want it anyway. So what to do? Why don't you hang on to it, Makoto? Huh? Me?
It's the knife we gave to Makoto?
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah.
Then why did you hide that fact?
It's not that I hid it. It's just...
I couldn't be sure of what actually happened last night. I thought maybe I really did kill her.
Suspicious! Very suspicious indeed. The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
Considering everything up till now, I should be able to make it clear. I have to prove I didn't murder everyone. I am not the killer. I don't know, I'm probably not going to be part of the D&D thing. It's not really my thing.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
Okay, I know. Thank you, game.
It really is, isn't it?
If he did have that seals it. Just because that automatically makes me the killer.
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her.
That's not.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro. That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her!
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp, and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Okay, fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body. Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
A single time.
I got it!
Okay.
The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Oh yeah, it sure did. Totally forgot about that.
Then the knife
Was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her. Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kind of goes back to the beginning, but what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic level spontaneous combustion!
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
The explosion. Is that?
I got it! After the explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right? That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
That's only natural, because of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma. It's part of a bomb.
Oh! Then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that is the only other possible suspect. You, Kyoko.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
Fine. I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
We need to determine what ultimately killed the victim. I need to concentrate. Oh. So they're not thinking it's Makoto anymore. Okay, Monokuma file. I only have one to choose from.
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
It was.
And more than that,
It had also been struck in the head with an object about a 6 metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but those were at least several days old. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim has been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old.
the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
The knife was covered up on all those other wounds. The body weren't fresh, which will only leave.
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. That.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't even then.
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
That's not it. Remember what Hiro says and uses on Daikuya in the beginning, I think.
Shoot!
It's Byakuya. I'm never fucking wrong.
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
What? Why did I... That's not very
Well,
funny.
yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined.
No, that's wrong.
Thank you, Jesus. You're the best, buddy. Old pal.
Mukuro died because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
But then, what was the murder weapon?
The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe!
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
No way! The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power. I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with the metal end and call it an accident.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground and spit on it.
Jesus Christ, Toko. God.
I feel the same way. Looks like we're on the same page this time.
Seriously?
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
We already know? I knew we could count on you, Master.
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon?
Is the titanium arrow?
I got it!
Oh, it is.
Mukuro was hit in the back of the head with something, and that's what killed her. And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
An arrow? That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
Are you sure? That sounds kind of weird.
Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master? You have no right!
I'm not backtalking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
I don't blame Hina for doubting it, because there's one more thing about that weapon. One more secret. Please, only one. No, buddy. Oh, buddy. The bloody duct
The
tape. I think.
titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, because in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Are you?
Talking back to Master! You have no right!
Why is it so fast? Yeah, I know what they use.
The
Makoto,
titanium
thank you.
era. It was in the dojo. I have no doubt.
Are you sure?
You don't sound.
Well, because it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Talking back to Master! You have no right!
The
Hello?
Titanium era. It was in the dojo. I have no doubt.
Are you sure?
You don't sound.
Well, because in the Monokuma, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be...
No, that's wrong.
Okay, cool.
You're right. Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
Another weapon?
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled-up wad of duct tape. The killer probably used this duct tape to bind multiple arrows together. Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe. And that's exactly what the killer did.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks. One stick is weak, but put them together, and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
Damn, that's harsh.
How is it harsh? Are you even listening?
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon. As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker, it was you, Kyoko.
I've never been to the dojo.
Oh no, you absolutely have.
Hey Derpy, how are you doing today?
How can you say that with such confidence?
Because we have proof, of course. Don't we, Makoto? What's the matter? Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer. You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to. The death of us all. Remember?
Of course I remember.
Then show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
Evidence Kyoko went to the dojo. Oh, it's the woodblock key.
I got it! The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is... right here. The key to the dojo locker.
And how does that prove anything?
Because I found it in your room.
It was in my room?
Don't bother trying to play dumb. That key is just the final piece of the puzzle. Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive, your attempts to frame Makoto for the crime. This all proves that you are the true culprit.
She doesn't
You
wait.
can't explain this
Hold on.
away, so just give up.
Shut the fuck up for a second. Hold on. You were the one that had her key. So if all this did happen at the day, she didn't have her key, which means that you were the one that put it in there. You can't trick me, game. I'm not falling for your shit.
Hold on a second.
Not this again. You really are dead set on defending her, aren't you?
No, it's not that I want to defend her. It's just... there's one more thing I need to ask her. Kyoko, I want you to tell me something. Last night, you were in my room, weren't you? Why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know.
I was just protecting you.
What?
She was protecting me? Then, does that mean she knew I was being attacked? And she came to my rescue? Could that be when... Which would mean that Kyoko... She killed someone? For me?
That's enough. The time for idle chatter is over. A verdict is close at hand.
Wait, I'm warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
Really? But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it. Can you tell me I'm wrong?
I should know.
What? By Akira, you should know better than anyone? What does that mean? When the body was found.
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer.
Okay.
You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
That's what I was thinking. Wait, right, what would mean?
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct?
Shoot!
Oh, I'm so confused. I thought that was it.
Those words you just spoke.
Exactly. I'm not, but you should understand.
Byakuya,
Master would never.
there's proof that you... Is that what you're...
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer.
You should understand.
Byakuya,
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit.
Use it on the first thing.
is that what you're saying?
You stated you said I hid and then left the but could I really have done that?
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer.
Shoot!
Hello? Oh, okay, I know what you're saying.
Those
I know
words
what
you
you're
just
saying now.
spoke.
I got
What do
it.
you mean?
I got it. I understand
Exactly
what you're saying.
what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than any.
Byakuya,
Master would never.
there's proof that you... Is that what you're...
You stated you said I hid the evidence
And then left the locker key in my own room, correct?
I don't fucking know anymore.
Shoot!
I know what I want to say, but I don't know how to do it. She doesn't
Those
have the
words you
key.
just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. This is literally the worst part.
Those words you just spoke. What do you
When
mean?
I have to,
Exactly what I
when
said.
I have to grab the shit. Remember
I'm
the
not
last
the
thing.
killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me.
There's proof that you... Is that what you're...
You stated that you said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo lock and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Remember the last thing? Use it on the first thing Kyoko says.
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer.
Shoot!
I guess I didn't understand.
I refuse to give up yet.
I can't give up now. I keep getting my redemptions in because I'm confused too now. Yeah, I don't know what.
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than
Not the
anyone
killer.
here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Alright, I think I know when to use this.
Those words you just spoke.
Exactly. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
Okay, I got it. I figured it out with my pig brain.
If I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room.
Huh? Why not?
Because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
Byakuya.
I see. So that's what you meant. And if I had the key to your room...
Then obviously I had no way of getting in. Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself. Am I wrong?
It would appear not.
No misplace yet.
Then you're finally starting to understand.
No, that's actually not true. There's a clear contradiction in what Kyoko told us. An obvious lie, but this isn't like her. To try and save herself with such a desperate lie. Does she really feel that threatened because she's the killer? Or is it something else? Was there some deeper meaning in what Kyoko said earlier? What'd she just say? Wasn't really paying attention. If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of the school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen. It is a trap the mastermind has laid for us. Mastermind's trap? The mastermind is trying to trap Kyoko? But what if that's not really true? What can I do? What should I do? What should I... The mastermind's trap? The victim was Merkuro, and Kyoko killed her. What does Kyoko really know? What am I supposed to do? Kyoko's lie. I'm not the only one who knows that's a lie. I'm the only one who can expose it. But who can I trust? What am I supposed to do? The mastermind's trap. If you spend all your time trying to avoid danger, you'll never move forward. We know the danger, but if that risk means solving the mystery, we have no choice. Am I wrong? I've heard this game has multiple endings. And if I'm about to fuck it up right now, that's gonna be really, I'm gonna be really pissed. What do I do? Oh no, no. Chat, what should I do? Pursue the lie, let it go, or run away. I don't think run away is a good idea. And I don't even know what the lie is when... So... But I'm pretty sure this is a choice I have to make for which ending I get. I don't know what to do. She has a key that can open anything. That's true. I'm just thinking right now. I don't know. Yeah, I know, and she said she couldn't go to her room. That's a lie. I just want the good ending. I don't... that's what I want, because I don't want to replay this game just to figure it out. I just don't know... I know what the lie is now. I just don't know if... Because the thing is, like... Why would she tell Makoto about the key? It's the thing, right? It's like, why would she tell Makoto about the key? No, I can't save. Well, I don't know what choice I should pick. Fuck it, I'll just let it go, I guess. I made my decision. I have to believe in Kyoko. There's no way she would kill someone. Hey, and honestly, if it's the wrong choice, I have the save before the class trial, and I could honestly just do it over again way quickly. I just skip through all the dialogue and shit. There has to be some secret here, something that has to do with the Mastermind's trap that Kyoko mentioned.
Does no one have a rebuttal? Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact?
Runaway is best ending. I bet it's not.
I see. So you still refuse to accept it. I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room. That it was someone else.
But who else could it have been?
I mean, Byakuya had a room key, right?
You! What are you trying to imply?
But of course I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time. I couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's room.
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
There's only one other possibility I can think of. Someone could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
What?
It had to be Makoto, right?
I don't see any other option.
Wait a second. You've got it all wrong. Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
Huh? A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you? Mukuro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead. And then we're thrown into a trial. And Kyoko even said, it's a trap the Mastermind set for us. So that's why this has to be...
Okay, time's up!
Huh?
Time's up! Class trial's all over! Everyone can stop talking now!
What? Time's up?
What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
It's because you were late, so we had to push back the start time. So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you!
Voting time?
Did I do that right? Who are they gonna vote for? That didn't look like a wrong answer. Well, I mean, it did.
Now, who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Hey, hold on!
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Yes! I knew it. I knew it. What? You think I'm the killer? Sorry, man.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. I don't even really care. I guess I'm dying. It's all your fault. Everyone, you're wrong. You got it all wrong. I didn't do it.
Yes, indeed.
Good job, everyone. Good job?
Yep.
Yeah, they got it right. No, I know that's not true. None of this makes any sense. This whole trial doesn't make any sense.
Hey!
It makes perfect sense.
Shing!
It's the same as always. It's like all other class trials. I've got to end it the same way.
Thrills, chills, kills!
It's time for the heart-pounding, positively thrilling punishment! Wait, what do I... Kyoko!
I don't expect you to forgive me. I know this is all my fault.
Kyoko?
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Well, that's fucking great. So Makoto actually did it, huh? The plot twist. I would never expected that. I'm not even being sarcastic either. I didn't expect that Makoto was gonna be the one to die. Well, I guess it's game over from here on out. I got the bad ending. After school lesson. Hits me with that misplay. Huh? Alter Ego just fucking saved me. Oh my god. What? Huh? Hello?
What?
Huh? What's this? What's going on? Hey, what's that? Oh, yeah, it had to be.
This is...
Alter Ego? Alter Ego? Is that some stupid virus from from that stupid guy? He must have planted it when he invaded my network. Damn it all to hell! I don't believe this!
It would seem
You finally made a miscalculation. No, you miscalculated from the very beginning.
What the heck?
What was that?
in other words.
What I'm trying to say is you shouldn't have underestimated us. You got the good ending, by the way. Let's fucking go, bitch! Let's go! I decided to trust in Kyoko. It worked. Honestly, didn't think that was going to work, but I also said that if I didn't, I could just redo the trial real quick and wouldn't be that long. Why are you talking like you've already won? I barely felt a thing. It was a pinch, an itch. The stupid virus is gone now. Got it! And so is Makoto. Maybe I didn't get to smash him flat, but you'll never see him again. No, you decide to be a simp? To simp? No. To waste it away in garbage stern pit. In a way, that's even better than special punishment. That's still not enough. I'm not satisfied. I'm gonna bring despair to the rest of you. Bring despair to the entire world. Not really, but yeah. Not really what? Of being a simp? I wasn't being a simp. Is he gone? Hey, Kyoko, what's the meaning of all this? Just what the hell is going on?
Calm down.
It's okay. We're not the ones being trapped this time. Huh?
In other words.
Now the mastermind that's there.
What did you
What are
say?
you talking about?
So...
You understand soon enough. Very soon indeed. The massive high school towers over all the other buildings in this bustling urban area. It's like the school stands at the center of the entire world. Hope's Peak Academy. It brings in all the top students from every field imaginable, a government-funded school of privilege. They say that if you come here and manage to graduate, you'll be set for life. Wait, is this the beginning of the game again? With hundreds of years of tradition, it sends the cream of the crop into the workforce every year. It was built to raise hopes and the nation's future, which makes Hope's Peak a pretty fitting name. There are two things you need to attend this school. 1, you have already been attending high school. 2, you have to be the very best at what you do. No ordinary student can enroll here. The only way in is if you've scouted by the school itself. And standing there at the gate of the ultimate school filled with the ultimate students was me. Huh? What? Where am I? I woke with my head resting on top of a wooden desk. My body felt heavy. It wouldn't be weird for me to zoink off in the middle of some boring class or whatever, but what was I doing asleep here just now? It wasn't any classroom I've ever been in before. What the heck is going on? Huh? Finally. I could finally feel my mind and body start to come together again, and then I was awake. Or was this just another dream? A dream inside a hopeless nightmare. No, this isn't a dream. I could tell, because the stench invading my nostrils was too powerful for a dream. What an awful smell. I was in a vast, dark cavern, with the barest hint of light seeping in. The trash was piled high all across the area. This must be some kind of underground garbage pit. The heck of a situation to find myself in. But that was just the beginning of my problems. I was going to be stuck in here until I wasted away and died. No, I can't let that happen. Not after what my good friend went through to save me. I remember all too well what had happened. Alter Ego saved me. And he used up the last bit of his strength to do it. So I can't give up now, for myself and for my friend. And with that, my pursuit of survival began. First up, was start looking for a way out of here. Is that an airplane? How's something like that wind up in the school's garbage pit? That's a rocket and a tank. I would not think about that too much about what I'm seeing down here. I know it's the door. I'm not an idiot. I know it's the door. I'm checking what everything else is here. This is a desk. It's probably the one that fell down with me. I wonder where the exit is. Rattle, rattle. It's locked. Rattle, rattle. No matter how many times I pushed or pulled or kicked at it, it didn't budge. Getting out of here isn't going to be that easy. Well, if we're not going to get out of here anytime soon, I decided to look around for some food. There's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. That was pointless too. Next, I searched for some water. How could I be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are an all-around bad idea? Again, pointless. I feel like I'm blocked in on all sides. But that's still not enough reason to give up because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. After making the proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was go to sleep. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was my way to preserve what little strength I had left after not being able to eat or drink. I can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed. And all I did was sleep and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. This game can't trick me. I see you, Gabe. Is that what I said? I don't remember saying that, to be honest. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign. Not exactly. Crunch. What the? The sound pierced my silent insulation, jarring me awake. As I watched, a pile of garbage jostled into odd shape. I probably did say that. Did something fall down here? When did I say that, Jerky? Something fell from above. What could it have been? It looks like garbage to me. Did a giant piece of trash just fall down here? I carefully stretched my hand toward whatever it was down here with me. When you thought Hyakio put Dojo King in Kyoko's room. Oh, yeah, I did say that.
Just a second.
A giant piece of trash. Rude. Ah, it's Kyoko. Before she even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was.
It smells awful.
Kyoko?
Indeed.
You look like you're doing better than I expected. Well, what are you doing down here?
So...
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. You got a bit garbage in your hair. She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash, and then faced me again.
Hey.
First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once you're finished. Thank you. I snatched the bread and water that she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way towards my stomach. Phew, that really hit the spot. Now I've got all the energy I need to keep going. So, you still haven't gotten up, then? Of course not. After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is all that I'm good at.
Hmm?
Well, it's not such a bad thing to be good at. But Kyoko, why'd you come to rescue me?
So...
To pay our debt. Or, no, to atone. Atone?
You...
During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. So, you knew that I knew.
Indeed.
But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you. I abandoned you. Don't say that. You didn't abandon me. No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You're trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However...
But listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason I had to survive, no matter the cost. Why'd you have to survive?
It's true.
I'll tell you everything. The reason I had to survive...
In other words...
is that I can do what I came to the school to do. What? I made up my mind to come to Hope's Peak Academy for one very important reason. So you have one reason for coming to Hope's Peak?
Indeed.
That's right. At least, I did. Once. Once? Until recently, I'd forgotten what it was. You forgot, but that's... I had no memory of what my purpose was. No memory? That's impossible. Amnesia? Then, it really is true. You lost your memory.
Makoto.
Do you remember, Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at the school? The first thing. You're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted, and then when I woke up, I was trapped here.
That's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself. A disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to this school, and what I couldn't remember was my ultimate ability was. But, what would make you forget all that?
Hey.
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. Are you saying that you think you lost your memory because...
Indeed.
I don't think. I'm positive it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. But why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I can come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability. Somehow, they would interfere with the mastermind's plans. So the mastermind just stole them from you?
However...
And it could also mean, somehow, my memories may be connected to the mystery of the school and the masterminds, which is why I have to get them back. Which is why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. But what if you say, but if what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
Why is that?
If I did that, we all worked as one. The mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always a chance that the mastermind is actually one of us. What?
Correct.
Well, don't make too big a deal out of it. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The mastermind? One of us? If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it could only make sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself.
However,
that being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because among everyone, you were the least likely to be the mastermind. That was just intuition. But I see. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind.
I understand. I should understand everything. My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
Huh? Just like the dream I had before, but why did it just happen?
listen.
Are you okay? Uh-oh, yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right?
Hey,
Even now, I still trust you, you know? It's just, I'm not used to relying on others.
correct.
I know I never asked you for help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. To think, that's just her personality. You mentioned your ability. My ability. What everyone should have known for me for. I'm the ultimate detective. Ah. Okay. That makes her character... That makes a lot of fucking sense. The ultimate
Correct.
detective? And the reason I came to Hope Peak Academy, there was someone I had to find here in the school. You had to find someone? Who?
So,
Well, it was the headmaster of Hope Peak Academy. The headmaster? Why'd you have to find the headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. What?
in other words,
I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Kyoko's dad is a Hope's Peak headmaster? And that explains. An alter ego told us how he thought the headmaster was involved. I'll find a way. Huh? No matter what it takes, I will find the headmaster.
no matter what,
No matter what the cost.
So,
Kyoko, what's going on?
I...
My memory hadn't come back at that point, but when he said it, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense.
However,
But listen, Makoto, I want to make this perfectly clear, so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I said what I felt based on what I'd seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. Then, what did you see in there?
so...
The room had been ransacked. The shelves were a mess. The drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right?
It's true.
That was my assumption, yes. And to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I found. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. Is this some kind of map?
Indeed.
It's a layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found in the headmaster's room, along with Mukuro's profile and that key. It showed the map to the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for facility use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time, and I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that were true, the room would have likely held more clues. So I went to
Correct.
check, and that's when I finally remembered. My purpose was to find the owner of that room. Wait, so before I continue this, did Makoto actually kill someone? Or was it just what the mastermind wanted everyone to think? So he went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there.
However,
But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. So, What was it like? The part of the school, I mean. It's hard to describe. All I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in this school is more horrific than we ever imagined. Well, what do you mean?
So...
I can't explain it. You need to go see it for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. Sounds like it must be important and really ominous. Do I talk to her again?
However...
Which is why I had no idea what's going on in the rest. It has to do with Mikuro Ikuzawa, doesn't it?
However...
Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right, but it just means everyone but me and you had an alibi. So then who did kill her? What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mikuro Ikuzawa was to get me killed. Get you killed?
Indeed.
I stole the key and disappeared, and in retaliation they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the class trial. It was? The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. You mean because of the school regulations?
That's right.
Exactly. With minimal restrictions, you are free to explore Hope Peak Academy at your discretion.
In other words...
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. And since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules? That makes it sound like the mastermind themselves is somehow bound by the school regulations.
Hey.
There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mikuro Ikuzawa. What's that? There was a point where Mikuro may not have become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto. I could have been the victim?
Indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? You mean... during the night? I can hear them, you know? The footsteps of the god of death. What? I could hear the god of death as he moves. The ability naturally draws me to cases, just like this.
Anyway...
Which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms, and all of a sudden, I sensed a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell, and I saw a white shadow cross the corridor. I gave it chase right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room.
Correct.
I ran into your room and saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However...
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to... whoever the masked assailant was, they ended up dead.
Correct.
And the murder was disguised. And the dojo key wound up in my room. Which has to be the work of the mastermind, an attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me. So, all this would mean that whoever killed Mikuro is also the mastermind, right?
Indeed.
I don't have any conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. But that's really bad if true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try to kill you because they couldn't interfere, right?
Correct.
You're right. That is a contradiction. And it's not just Mikuro. They needed they needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So what does it all mean?
In other words...
It means that the mastermind is the one who's been cornered. Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more. A little more, and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the ultimate despair. The other ultimate despair? There's no doubt that Mikuro was the ultimate despair, and that she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not?
Indeed.
If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. You're talking
That's
about
right.
what happened a year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy. Whoever's responsible for that. They're the ultimate despair?
It would seem...
The despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. They're
Indeed.
Make no mistake. They're the root of all evil that has forced us to go through this. That is ultimate despair. And that is our real enemy. You see in the dream, you received the Dream Island rocket present. Alright, well now that I know that that's the good ending, I'm gonna just save. The ultimate despair. A group of people who caused a tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the Mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. Right now,
Anyway,
we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. Coco, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room? Of course I do. It's an absolutely vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. And it can open any door in the school, right?
that's right.
That's right. Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? Oh yeah, okay, it's just the same thing. Hey, Kyoko, we can use that key of yours to open this door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. Kyoko took out the key with the Monokuma design on it and slid into the keyhole. And then, click! Yes, it opened! The home stretch. Okay, everyone. I'm guessing this is... I'm just gonna do the entirety of Chapter 6, because why not?
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. What's Monokuma gonna think? He thinks I'm dead, right? Finally. We're finally free. There wasn't even time to take a breath of relief, because the real fight had just begun. No, that's too long. What? Nah, fam. If it just do the investigation. Okay, I'll do that. Whatever, it's fine. I do whatever I want. Have you ever thought about that? Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, ultimate death. I'm joking. I'm not gonna. If it's too long, I'm not gonna do all of it right now. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel, extending straight up like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on researching the surface. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into the darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped, I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. I had no idea we were so far down. Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. But for now, now that you said that, I'm kind of getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help me get my mind off it. So Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said you were the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been doing detective work? How long?
So...
Ever since I can remember. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. Oh, the 3-hour trial? Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm not about to do that right now. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family always seen it that way. Then, is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So.
Right.
Because we take pride in it. Pride?
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things. And to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society, which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort?
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational, but our family creed. But it's our family creed, and we do what we must do to protect it, because, like I said, it's our source of our pride. Pride. So that explains. Before I came here, when I was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her, because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
However...
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, it was because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
What?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you'd be reuniting after all those years, right? You would have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However...
There's something I want to say to him, though. What? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it?
So...
I want to sever all ties with him. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young. I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented. He had a promising future. But he had no interest in detective work, so he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather, and they had a huge argument, and young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
Right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. Damn! I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I would never have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that. What she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional. I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true.
However...
But there's one thing. She's wrong about that guy. Ignore that. Oh, dude, I have like the shortest memory when it comes to things about comments I make about games, like one-off-liners I say, so I don't even know what I said. But there's one more thing. One thing I can never forgive. Really?
So...
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
However...
But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day. The shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow. That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family in order to settle the past. In order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family did just cut him off like that.
Wrong.
Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul? No.
Hey.
Is blood really enough to call someone family? only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I was shocked to hear her say something like that. I didn't even know how to respond. So instead, I said nothing. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence. And after I don't know how long, I finally reached the top. Looks like this is it. On the other side of this door, Hope's Peak is waiting for us. We're back.
That's right.
Remember that hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out of. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my hand up and pushed against the hatch. The hatch opened with ease, and so... Looks like we're back. But I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. Now we're back in Hope's Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I would have never gotten out of there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. So, now what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out, and I'm worried about you, too. You helped me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course.
So then
let's just get a concrete answer. Huh?
in other words,
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's...
however,
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time till we're found out. And it's not like we can run away. As she said that, she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera. So you're saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now. Don't worry. What you think is going to happen isn't.
because
Because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The mastermind is ensnared. You said something like that before. What does it mean?
so
The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Makuro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. There was?
right.
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it will be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. I'm still a little, super uneasy about this, but we really don't have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in
Shall
the
we
gym.
go?
Let's get going. I don't think you need to talk to her, do I?
Shall we go?
Yeah, okay, we're just going to the gym now.
Well now.
Hey! Kyoko, I don't mind so much. But Makoto's supposed to be dead. What's he doing here? That's not the Monokuma voice I've been doing. That's exactly what I thought he was doing. Are we gonna be okay? You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you?
What?
So what if I did? What will you do?
Shing!
If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule.
Making me
So I gotta punish you again. And this time, I won't leave anything to chance. Kyoko,
Right.
do whatever you feel you have to. What?
However,
But before you do, let me just say one thing.
now, if
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right? Huh? I lose?
Hey!
You, explain yourself. What do you mean by that?
because
Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted to excuse to kill me.
in other words,
I was supposed to be chosen as the blackened and then executed, right? Hey, what are you talking about?
however,
But then Makoto chose to overlook my lie. Your plan came crashing down. The result of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position one person would protect another like that.
right,
In response to that unexpected development,
indeed,
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation. No, more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well.
However,
But then, there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your previous execution machinery. Alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid even after you killed it.
am I wrong?
Now, here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Makuro. You did.
Listen to me.
So, executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the Blacken is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? And that means I lose? You're talking big game. You're saying the Blacken is me and not Makoto?
Well?
And you can prove this, right?
Well,
No, I can't. Don't just say it like that. What is this? A comedy routine? To make such bold claims without a shred of evidence?
that doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now, but with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there's only ever one absolute truth. And you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type.
Because
If Makoto really was the killer, he would have come to you willingly. He would never have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you love so much to inspire.
however,
But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
What the heck?
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence?
indeed.
It's not you I'm trying to convince.
Hey,
If you were to execute Makoto right now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Huh?
indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume you killed him because what he said is exactly right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never kill hope.
Hey,
Of course, you can say we're making all this up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn our despair fair and
that's
square,
what we have to do.
then I suggest you take my advice. So, what is this advice of yours?
It's true.
To do Makuro's trial over again. Only this time, you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown. One final battle between hope and despair. Hey,
Well, that would make a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial, one last showdown, in other words. This would be our chance to expose the true identity of Makuro's killer, of the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word. Interesting.
Barrett!
Very interesting indeed. Barry.
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So, time for bear jokes. Now that your suggestion might be possible, it would clearly make for one honey of a climax.
in other words,
Does that mean you accept?
You guys!
If we do things your way, that will be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? It would cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Will your hope win out, or will my despair claim victory?
I can barely contain
Oh
myself!
my god. Let's have one final grisly showdown! He agreed? Then we still have a shot at this.
Barrett!
But this is a long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely fitting in.
Guys!
So to find a face-off, you have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? That's right. Even every last mystery that's potting around the school. If you can do that.
I can barely contain myself! Oh,
then that'll be enough to qualify as a victory for you.
it's true.
That's what you've been trying to do all along. Okay, well good. Let's bear it all. If you can claw your way for the truth of Muruko's death and solve the mysteries of the school,
guys!
then you win. But if you can't do all of that, we'll face execution, right? Hehe, I can barely contain my excitement. Then you learn the truth. The whole truth. What kind of despair will you show me? We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this has all turned out.
Hey.
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? Where one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held.
What's wrong?
I remember that, for sure. So what?
Hey.
I just wanted to confirm. That is what you said, right? And that it's a true statement. Yeah, you don't have to be so suspicious. I've said it before. It puts bare reportings. Everything is in the school regulations. And having a fair trial from Makuro is no exception to that. Huh? Makuro's trial is no exception? Then it's part of the regulations. Which would admit that whoever killed Makuro... It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay. Enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. What?
Listen.
Are you telling the truth? Why'd you go quiet all of a sudden? I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you. So get lost, would ya? Why so mad? He seems emotionally unstable.
Hey!
Leave me alone. Get out of here. Okay, I'm going. You really gonna let me go? I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment overflowing with despair.
Hey.
Come on, Makoto. Let's go. Okay. Jesus. Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away. And just like that, we were out of the gym. Am I the only one that thought those bear puns were unbearable? I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life, and we still had our chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you. Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true. But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they?
So...
They had no choice but to accept. Huh?
Because...
It's all because of that one moment they had. The mastermind let their guard down, like I said. So, when was it the mastermind let their guard down? I wasn't there here myself, but remember what the mastermind said? They said that they hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school life to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that.
Listen.
And when they said that, you think... And what do you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable.
Indeed.
You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off. And yet somehow the mastermind was able to do it.
In other words.
But think of another way. There must be some sort of reason they had to do something difficult. A reason?
So...
They had to show the world something, no matter the cost. Us killing each other. They wanted to show the world?
It would seem...
The mastermind had very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all the rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, no one would have killed anyone.
In other words...
The mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But why?
Correct.
To prove a point, most likely. Prove A point?
Hey,
The outside world has a name for the students of Hope's Peak Academy, right? A certain concept. You're talking about hope, right?
that's right.
And for us to represent hope to kill each other and sink into despair, the mastermind wants the world to see that and try to prove that despair is better than hope. And that's their goal as the ultimate despair. What? They wanted to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous.
It's true.
You're right. It is ridiculous. Completely irrational. That's the kind of thing no one but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. But is that really their only reason for making us all suffer?
Makoto.
I know how angry this makes you, and yet that same motivation has led to the mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
In other words,
Because their goal to broadcast its killing game to the world, the mastermind has been more particular than it's reasonable about their own regulations. If the mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't be a game, but a one-sided slaughter.
at the very least,
At least, that's how those who are watching this would have seen it. And that's why the mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves.
indeed.
That is precisely the reason. No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of their regulations. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished. But in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
Right.
So instead, they tried to use the class trial, following all their proper rules, to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer, then made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when that fact was exposed on live TV, the entire outside world, the mastermind had to accept your suggestion.
Indeed.
To prove that despair is better than hope, they'd have to defeat us in perfect form.
In other words,
It would only do the mastermind harm to have it shown that they violated their own regulations. But all of that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the mastermind to accept your challenge.
however,
Well, it's only thanks to you that we got that chance, because you believed in me. Another path opened up. Oh. Cool. Still, I can't believe how much the mastermind's thoughts and plans would have you were able to find out about. I don't have the slightest clue.
wrong.
In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning, essentially. I was making a bet, but it looks like I got it right. This time, at least. I won't bet again. I won the bet. Not cool, Joker. Shut out a quick sigh. I took a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I'd shown my uneasiness, that would have just made you think that much more uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
However,
Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time.
correct.
Or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. You're right. If we can't defeat the mastermind, it'll cost us our lives. There's no exception to win. There's no option except to win.
Hey,
But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. And all we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the mastermind. Work together with everyone?
however,
Is that really possible? Huh?
anyway,
Anyway, right now we have to find the
shall
others.
we go?
They're probably in their dorm somewhere. Shall we go? Looking cool, Joker! Looking cool, Joker. What's What's this? It's floating in the air. What's this? It's somewhere in the air. What, do I have to go to their dorms now? Oh, Takas, no. Kodo, no. Mondo, no. This is Byaku's room. Is he inside? Knock, knock. Knock, knock.
Hey,
I don't think he's here. Come on, we need to keep looking. Saika, definitely not. Junko, definitely not. Toko, okay. This is Toko's room. Is she inside? Knock, knock. Knock, knock.
hey,
I don't think she's here. Come on, we need to keep looking. Last time I checked, you were the one that said we need to go look into the dorms. Hina. Hina's room. She's inside. Knock, knock. Knock, knock.
hey.
They've not in here. Sakura. Leon. Hero. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Where are we supposed to be looking at there, huh? Where do I go? Dun, 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 dun. Lunchroom? But it said the dorms. Why tell me go to the dorms? I have to go to the freaking dining hall. Hey everyone. I didn't die. I know you guys were super worried. And suddenly we were greeted with you again. Is he broken?
Whew.
I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit. 61! Jeez, what the heck?
However,
I wonder what that was all about. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Ah!
Is that Makoto?
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto!
Huh? You survived?
Jeez. You're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
Okay, I like Byakuya. He's pretty funny. Byakuya gets the seal of approval for a character I like. At least B tier, maybe even A tier.
I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
Everyone was there, all my friends who had struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up.
What?
What? Wait, what's that smell?
What the heck?
You mean that... Yeah, man, that seriously stinks. It's Makoto, you smell like a wet dog. Get away, shoo, shoo! And with the flash, my tears dried up. Dum 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 da da dum.
Makoto.
There's no time to indulge in it. Extended happy reunion. Can you explain to everyone what happened with
Yes.
Monokuma? Explain? Explain what?
Hmm.
Is it okay that you're here? What if the mastermind catches you?
It's true.
It's related to what I have to tell you all. I need to tell you about the last class trial. The last class trial?
In other words,
We're going to redo Makuro's trial.
Huh?
What? Seriously?
How about that?
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right? No. I didn't do it. Like I keep telling you,
wrong.
Makoto isn't the killer. And of course, it's not me or any of you.
Huh?
Then who is it?
I see.
What she's saying is, it was the work of the mastermind.
Huh?
What? You're saying the mastermind killed Maruko?
That's right.
Mukuro. Why did I say Maruko? Mukuro. That's right. It's an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto stopped the trap in time, and did what he had to do to stop it.
However,
But his decision meant that he would have to be the one to die.
What did you
You
say?
spotted the trap, did you, Makoto? You make it sound like it was easy. I just, you know...
however,
But executing Makoto, who wasn't the Blackened, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state that only the Blackened is to be executed. The mastermind broke their rules, which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial one more time.
Huh?
And the mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. They used the TV broadcast to gain leverage you needed, didn't you?
Correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the last trial, when you said, now it's the mastermind that's ensnared. That's what you were referring to.
Don't be mean!
Hey, I'm totally in the dark here. For everyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again, later. So knowing all of this, what do we do now?
About that.
It's about who killed Makuro, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind. But there's more to it than that, correct? Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school.
Huh?
Every last mystery? But we've been looking around all this time and we still don't know anything, right?
Anyway,
You probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies.
Oh!
Everyone?
I hate
Hey,
you.
you could agree with... Who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with things the way they are. I'm fine living here forever with Master. I, meanwhile, want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible.
anyway,
At this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth. In other words, one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say. But out of who the mastermind is, and they killed Makuro and the school's mysteries. It's a pretty tall freaking order. Maybe, but this time the trial is different. We know who our enemy is now. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all the mysteries. I'm not so sure about that. Huh? I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. You can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve the mystery.
indeed.
That's what I thought too, at first. Until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his. Hint? It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's the hint. I am sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants. I'm not doing the Monokuma voice because it's a flashback. And the one I also said the game began are those 16 students.
I see.
Monokuma said that, did he? In Kyoko's opinion, it's perfectly reasonable. Huh? But why?
So, in other words...
If the mastermind really is the one who killed Makuro, Kyoko says, the mastermind would have had to set foot in the school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Makuro, but there's no way he could have disguised the scene like that.
In other words...
But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in this killing game. Then the mastermind is... There were 15 of us in the main hall in the very beginning. And then in Makuro, you got 16. So the mastermind would have had to been one of them.
That's right.
And the 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive, are the people standing right here. Need I continue? Or do you get it now? What? You're saying the mastermind is one of us?
No way!
You can't be serious. Wait. We can't say for sure that's true yet. Monokuma might have just said that to confuse us.
Indeed.
It's certainly a possibility. But only one among many. The mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean the ultimate, right? The ultimate despair. So they must be a high schooler. They can't say it's not possible. But if one of us was the mastermind, they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did any of you see... But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active?
Well...
Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret.
But...
I don't care how sneaky you are. We would have noticed someone sneaking off that many times.
I'm right?
Then maybe Monokuma was on autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all the dialogue and actions beforehand. In that case, there's no way he could have had all those back and forth conversations with us. Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible if they directed the flow of the conversation. Well, maybe, but still.
This is a school announcement. You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode. So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school. Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit. Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
I swear. This is gonna be a while. This is gonna be a while, isn't it? This is gonna be a long fucking time. This is gonna be a fucking 80,000 years. This investigation. Okay. How very magnanimous of him to lock all the rooms.
That's fine.
The time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyway.
In the name of my family.
At this point, I can only rely on myself, on the Togami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility. Well then. After making his final statement, Byakuya left the dining hall. Wait, if it's a regular amount of time, does that mean that I have to... Regular amount of time, investigation, long trial. So, the trial still won't start until I have everything, right? Or do I have to make sure I'm fast about it and get everything without dicking around too much? Yep. Okay, cool.
God, Master, he didn't take me with him.
Hey.
Do you blame him?
Without Master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream without the cream, or coffee. You're totally useless. So, bye.
With that, Toko trudged out of the dining hall. And now she's gone. And you're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko?
Indeed.
That's right.
Which leaves Makoto, Hina, and me.
You know?
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself too.
Just a second.
Wait, how come?
How about that?
Just wait and see. I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind's identity. Laughing loudly, Hiro left the dining hall.
Everyone's really going off by themselves?
What about you, Hina?
I guess I'll do the same
But-
thing. I mean, it's not like I don't trust anyone, you know.
Because, I mean...
But up till now, I haven't really been all that useful. I just spent it on Sakura and everyone else.
You're not useless. If you hadn't been there, I would have died.
But Makoto, that's really nice of you to say.
But...
But still, I know I've mostly been useless.
Okay.
So I figured at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that'll help us get out of here. So I'm gonna go off and do it on my own. Okay, see you later.
Hina was in surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the dining hall. And once again, it's just us two.
Indeed.
So you're gonna go off on your own too, right, Kyoko?
However,
Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're doing our searches separately doesn't mean we can't still work together.
so
That goes for all of us.
I think what you mean is doing our own investigation doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. I should just see it as splitting up to cover more ground. And then we can get back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right.
so then,
Well, I better get going. I have an endless list of things I need to check.
correct.
Monokuma said all the doors in the school have been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in the school. We can investigate all the places we couldn't go before. Makoto, no matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth. By any means necessary.
And with that, Kyoko was gone, leaving only me. I don't have time to waste either. I have to begin my search. I still can't believe the mastermind might be one of us. So, that's what I have to prove. I'll prove the mastermind isn't one of us. I'll expose the mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of this school. And then we can all escape it together. I guess we'll start by taking a look at Makuro's Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. And the victim has been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered and with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. Once we find out who killed Mikuro Ikugazawa, who's the mastermind? I don't know. Then we'll figure out who the mastermind is. So, where should I start my investigation to figure out who killed her? I guess start with the rooms that were locked up until now. The headmaster's room, the biolab, and the door of the Dana Center with Monokuma's face on it. Oh, and the second floor of the dorms where the gate was down before. That should be open up now, right? After all, I'll do a double check in areas that are connected to the murder, which means the garden and the dojo. Okay, time to get started. Places to check it, so that's usual section of your handbook. Derpy, do you want me to guess who I think the mastermind is? I guess the mastermind is a person. Huh? It's gone. Kuro's body. It's not here. Maybe the body's inside the tool shed. I better check just to be sure. I didn't find anything even close to a dead body. But if it's not in here either, then it must be... I have no idea where. The corpses aren't the only thing I need to check in here. There's one other thing. That tarp. A tarp played a key role in the other case, so I better look into it. The killer used the tarp to keep the sprinklers from getting the body wet, which means the killer might have left a clue somewhere behind. Huh? I didn't notice this before, but there's a small stamp on the corner of the tarp. It says Biolab? Then this originally came from the Biolab. Tarp has been through a secondary handbook. I don't think I need to check in here anymore, right? Sorry, I need to check in here. But where could her body have gone? I better start looking for it. Okay. So I also need to go to the dojo. Oh, Toko. So this is where you were.
What do you want?
What do you want? Am I so disgusting you want me out of your sight?
No, that's not it at all. I just thought maybe you would find a clue.
Well, I haven't. I didn't find anything, not a single clue. I figured since this place was related to the case, it should have to have something, right? But there wasn't anything out of the ordinary here. Give it back! Give me back my precious time!
Calm down, Toko.
What's your problem?
Don't tell me to calm down. Do you have any idea what I'm going through right now? When everyone finds out, they're gonna call me useless, good for nothing.
Nobody's gonna say that.
Master will.
I'm not sure I can disagree with that.
I don't want that. I'm sick of always being looked down on. Why won't anyone accept me?
Well, I don't think there are any clues here, so maybe I'm gonna get going. Ah! Alright, so there's no clues here. Biolab. That is important. Raw! Well, here I am in the biolab. It's so cold. It's like abnormally cold. I feel like I'm in a giant refrigerator. Seriously, why is it so cold? There's a stack of tarps here. I've been seeing a lot of those lately. Ugh, so cold. Why is it so cold in here? That's the first thing I need to figure out. Well, how about you stop being a little baby? There's some kind of weird machine or something built into the wall. On the left side, there's a bunch of glowing blue lights. But on the other side, there's some kind of weird machine. Oh, that's it. This thing kind of honor movies and stuff, horror movies. It's a fridge for storing dead bodies. Does that mean the biolab is actually a morgue? I should probably take a closer look around. I just did that. Oh, there's some kind of booklet here. It looks like an instruction manual. We offer an eco-friendly alternative to standard dry ice for all your cadaver needs. In addition to the dramatically lamps, we also provide an ozone generator for the removal of ethylene gas. Simply insert the cadaver and the blue light will let you know the automated system have activated. Temperature and humidity levels will be adjusted automatically for optimum setting. With our systems, anyone can keep a body fresh as Daisy for as long as you need. It's unlikely, in the unlikely event of a problem, the red light will activate and an alarm will sound immediately. The exterior is stainless steel, and we do offer an optional leather upholstery upgraded package. This is the instruction manual for the fridge. So now we go back here. There's some kind of weird machine that I want. On that side, about the glowing blue lights, and the lights on. No one's on the left. The right lights. If I can fucking read. The right hand lights are off. Well, looking around, I think I get it. It seems clear to me now. It was a makeshift morgue. Biolab secret boundary was agreeing, but and about those lights by each slot. It looks like it's up. So when that slot. It looks like it's set up so that when a slot is occupied, the blue light comes on, which would mean inside each slot lit up in blue, another one the victim is. Biolab lights have been a true voice acting input. I can't let my emotions take control right now. There's only one thing I can do for everyone who's died, and that's defeat the mastermind. And to do that, I have to continue my investigation. I don't have any other option. Alright, cool. It's letting me leave the area, so... Alright. Alright, you go to the data center and the headmaster's room. Data center is this room? Yeah, data center. And I have to go to the Monokuma door.
Hey, Makoto.
Ah, Makoto. Are you looking around here too?
Is that what you're doing here?
Yeah, I can't help but wonder about that Monokuma door.
Yeah.
So I figured, if all the doors in school have been unlocked, that one should be open too, right? Although, I couldn't bring myself to open it.
I mean...
Because it might explode, right? And it really sucked. So, you open it.
I'm sure she didn't mean it, but she made it sound like it was okay with me getting blown up.
Okay.
Thanks, Makoto.
She probably didn't mean it. She probably didn't even mean it like that, but yeah, okay. Okay, so I guess I'll open it.
Ah, wait. Let me take off first. I don't want to get exploded.
Hina raced over to a nearby desk and hid underneath it.
Okay, go ahead.
Everything will be okay. Right? Alright, here goes nothing. I threw all my weight into it, but the door opened much easier than I expected. Whoa. fucking sick looking. There's no explosion, thankfully. My first impression was,
Whoa, this place is totally sci-fi.
yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. Same.
What the heck?
I mean, every part of the school leaves a bad taste in my mouth, but
Just a second.
this place is like number one gross. It's in a whole different league of creepy.
Yeah, you said it, Hina. Hina. There's some kind of hatch on the floor. But right now, I'm more concerned about that weird device. What is this device? It looks like some kind of control panel? It's really over the top, though. Like some kind of military installation or something.
Yeah, it's kind of like a mech cockpit, right? Fumi'd probably freak out if he saw it.
Cockpit? So the Monokuma room has a control panel that looks like some kind of cockpit? Then could that mean...
Okay.
Alright, let's start poking at it or whatever. I'm gonna start pushing buttons.
Hold on, you can't just... Or whatever, something like this. But it was too late. Hina was already jabbing at every control panel.
Huh? Did you hear that?
That thing came from the other room.
Hina, what did you push? I'm not totally sure, but I think it was the button that says Data Center.
Data center. Take a good look at I took a good look at the control panel. I saw a bunch of buttons, each of them and the name of a room next to it. As Hina said, there was one labeled Data Center. That must have been the one she pushed. But the Data Center, that's right next door. The room we were just in. That's where the strange noise came from. I'd probably go check it out.
Yes, please. I'm scared. I'm kind of scared out of my mind right now, so I'll just cheer you on from over here.
It's Monokuma, isn't it? Hey, did you hear that thing I heard? Is that Monokuma? Hey!
Gah! God, give me all your donuts.
Is that you, Hina?
What?
What?
Ah, busted. How'd you
Say
know?
what?
Anyway, what is this? Some kind of remote control camera kind of setup?
You don't even know what you're controlling.
Hello.
Well, I mean, I can't really see anything from in here.
Found it.
Ah, I guess I found a self-destruct button.
Whatever you do, don't push it.
Too bad.
Ah, man.
We're seriously gonna push it? Anyway, I guess that settles it. The room with Monokuma drawing on it, and the control panel inside. That's the Monokuma room.
Well, hey, Makoto, what the heck was that just now?
Monokuma?
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, you were just controlling just now. It was Monokuma.
Monokuma? What, for real?
Yep. It looks like this, like the panel definitely controls Monokuma. Which means the mastermind has been controlling Monokuma from this room. Yeah, they were definitely in here. The mastermind has been controlling Monokuma from this room. And the control room is totally separate from the data center area with all the monitors. In other words,
Hey,
Maybe the mastermind can't monitor us and control Monokuma at the same time.
Kyoko's theory was correct.
But if the mastermind's been controlling Monokuma from here, that would mean that they've been inside the schools this whole time, right?
I guess that would have to be true. But if that is true,
It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure he told you this, but this is a killing game. This killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people that set foot in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
and the mastermind, Monokuma's puppeteer, really is the 16th student. No, it can't be. There's no way, right? Monokuma control room has been added to the Road Actor Handbook.
What's wrong, Makoto? I don't feel your face is making.
Oh, no, it's nothing. Wait, what did that say? What's wrong, Makoto? I don't like the face you're making. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
What about you? Is everything okay?
I mean...
Oh, well, it's just... This is where the mastermind's been hiding, right? Who knows if they set up traps or something?
I can't say it isn't possible, but I really hope it's not true.
So, like,
So,
you want to leave soon? There's still a lot of other places to check out.
Yeah, good point. We can't waste all our time standing around here. Okay, want to get going?
Yeah.
Click. As soon as the door to the data center was closed, I heard strange sounds. What was that?
Ah, the door! It just locked on its own.
What? My hand shot out and grabbed the doorknob. Rattle, rattle. You're right, it's locked. But why?
Of course it's locked, because the data center is now restricted.
Monokuma?
just a second.
Hey, no fair. You can't just go around restricting whenever you like.
Hey,
It's for your benefit. Because if that room stays open, I won't be able to move around. Imagine how depressing everyone would get if the school's mascot just up and stopped moving.
Then that room.
Yep.
As you may guess, that's where my controls are. So you're right about being operated by someone in that room.
Yes, indeed.
Correct, Mundo.
You're a liar.
But that doesn't make any sense. We were just in there. We didn't see anyone. Oh, you didn't, did you? Are you saying you were as thorough as you could have been? Should happen to check a very suspicious hatch?
No way. That's on the floor.
Too bad. That was your one big chance and you blew it.
Too bad.
Of course, the hatch can't be opened from the outside anyway, so whatever. Now then, the room is officially restricted, so no more investigating. I'll be relying on you guys to tell the others. Peace. He's gone, but
So,
was he telling the truth? The mastermind was hiding in there?
In fact, if you think back on when we got locked out of the control room, that proves it for sure.
Then, what? When I said we should leave?
Well, that hatch couldn't have been open from the outside anyway, right? So it's not your fault.
sorry.
Okay.
Anyway, we don't have to let it get to us. We have to stay positive and make the most of our time we have left.
You're right. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's keeping my body moving.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna run around and tell everyone what we found here. Nice. You have me all motivated
You
again.
got it.
Okay, I'm out. See you later.
Hina took off at a full sprint. And I have to do what I can do too. That's the only way forward. Alright, now we have to go to the headmaster's room. I don't think there's any other rooms after that, is there? After the headmaster's room? And it's Baikuya. This is the headmaster's room. I've heard an awful lot about it, but this will be my first time seeing it for myself. Ah, Makoto, it's you. Oh, Baikuya. Well, you came to the right place this time. Would you like to see something interesting? What do you mean something interesting? Take a look at this. It was on top of the pathway integrated desk. Class number 78 student roster. Class number 78 student registry? It contains profiles of all of us and Mukuro.
So in other words...
Mukuro. Apparently, class 78 refers to us. Wait, when he found Mukuro's profile in Kyoko's room.
I see.
That's right, it also mentioned class 78. This must be where Kyoko got that page. And since the rest of our profiles are listed in here, along with hers,
In other words...
there can be no doubt Mukuro was a student here at Hope Street Academy. Wait, the only person I ever ran into is Hiro. And if Hiro's the only person I haven't run into, and the mastermind is a person, there's one of the students, that means that it has to be Hiro. Now that's just a guess right now on who the mastermind is. I also might have not gone to the room that Hiro's been in, but I've seen Toko, I've seen Hina. Actually I haven't seen Kyoko either, but I don't think Kyoko's it. And I've seen Baikuya, but the only one I haven't seen is him. There can be no doubt, Mukuro was a student here at Hope Street Academy, just like the rest of us. Mukuro Ikuzawa, the 16th student.
That must be how Kyoko learned about it. But it seems that Kyoko was in a hurry. Huh? What do you mean? I'm talking about when she stole it. The uneven tearing, the way the paper had been crumpled. She must have been in a hurry. Well, since she snuck in to get it, I'm sure she wanted to get out as fast as possible. But what's your point? She was in such a hurry that she only got the first page. The first page? Correct. Makuro's profile actually contains 2 pages. What?
So in other words...
In other words, when it comes to this profile, there was more information about Makuro that we still didn't have. What kind of information is it? Why do you want to ask me to explain every little thing? You can read, can't you? It seems to be some sort of detailed report put together by the headmaster himself.
Interesting.
I don't know what kind of man he is, but I'm glad he left us with such an interesting clue. I was half listening to Byakuya as I skimmed through the report. Makuro reappeared suddenly, and in the background, an entity floats close, just out of reach. Entity known as the Ultimate Despair. Right now, I can be sure that if a single person, or some kind of group, whatever it is, Makuro definitely has some sort of connection to it. I had a bad feeling about this. I need to push forward with my research into the Ultimate Despair. And I need to pay attention to Makuro's behavior too. It's just my gut feeling, but I think she's dangerous. Despite the countless battles she has gotten through as a member of the Fenrir, when she entered Hope's Peak, she didn't display any signs of battle wounds or scars. That fact alone proves her tremendous skill in battle. Naturally, I want to believe in her. She's one of my students, after all. But if I decide she's a danger to the other students, I will be forced to take all responsible measures. Makuro was part of the Ultimate Despair? I don't think there can be any doubt about it now. But wouldn't that mean Makuro and the Mastermind were allies? So why would they kill Makuro? Plus, even the headmasters seemed to be afraid of what Makuro was capable of. They would have had to take her completely by surprise to kill her like that. Or maybe it was the means of the Mastermind is even stronger than Makuro was.
What?
What's wrong, Makoto? Huh?
That's fine.
You seem to be lost in thought, but I should probably point out one other thing. There's another information bit. There's another important bit of information within the file. You should note. What is it? Did you notice a picture in there? A picture of a girl, perhaps you've never seen before. A girl who seems to be included as part of our class, number 78. That should be enough for you to figure out who the girl is. And further information about that girl is included in the file. 5 foot 7 inches, 97 pounds, and this her vitals 31, 22, 32. Well, what do you think? What do I think? Are you asking me like if she has a nice body?
Stop talking.
You hopeless idiot. What I'm trying to tell you is maybe you'll want to keep that in mind for later. Maybe you'll make your way back to the corpse and maybe you'll think, oh, could that mean... Wait, is he trying to say? Their chance of body isn't actually Makuro? Is that what he's saying? Personally, what I'm thinking seems all but impossible. But I want her to confirm,
all
right?
Clear now.
That's all I'm trying to say. What you do with that information is your business. So I'm back to being Byakuya's errand boy. Makuro's profile is oh, one last thing. It's a bit of advice from me to you. I should pay attention. Advice? For me? You seem to be getting along with Kyoko quite well. It's not that we're getting along, she's just done a lot of helping. Well, don't put too much faith into her. Huh?
In other words...
The cost of faith might be more than you can afford. What are you saying? Just what I think. Call it a hunch. A hunch? But my hunches tend to be proven right. The advice is free this time. Take it or don't as you will. I'll keep that in mind, thanks. I don't think I need that extra dog in here.
Where do I need to go now? I think I need to go to the dorms? The gate's open. You can buy a ticket at the second floor of the dorms, which means I have to do it. Holy shit. This is the second floor of the dorms? It looks like some ancient ruins. Or no. It's more like a battlefield. Like a bomb blew up or something. The bed is completely torn apart. I mean, it's not really a bed anymore. It's just garbage. Nice. 166. I opened the door just to glance inside and immediately closed it again. There wasn't even a hint of a bathroom, just a big pile of rubble. That's not what I need to be looking into, I guess. Yeah, there's nothing I need to do in here. Open the gates. This room is filled with lockers. It must have been for Hope's big students who came before us. The class before ours must have used these lockers. Holy shit. It looks like the locker's already broken. I can't imagine. Anyway, get the locker open. I'm not even going to bother trying. There's a metal plate mounted to the locker. There's no way to get it open. I don't think I need to be in here. No, I don't. This room doesn't even feel like a student's room. It was a more adult atmosphere.
Correct.
It is the headmaster's private room. Kyoko!
Indeed.
I've been through this room several times already, but I still have one little regret. So I decided to check it out one more time.
Huh? A regret? What's this regret you have, Kyoko? Tell me. Kyoko looks almost meek right now. She must be feeling out something. I probably shouldn't bother her. Huh? There's a strange gap in the wall. Some kind of design mistake or construction defect or something?
So...
There's a gap in here, but it's not an ordinary gap. I can feel a breeze coming out.
A breeze?
Indeed.
There's likely an open space on the other side of this wall.
An open space, does that mean... You mean like a hidden room?
I think I know how to open it.
You know how to open it? Did you figure out some kind of trick or something?
Indeed.
A very easy trick, yes. So easy, I'm not so sure you can call it a trick. I saw a program on that PC that I think controls it. Enter the right password and the door should open up, right up.
However...
But I don't have a clue what the password might be. All we know is possibly made up of letters and or numbers we can't really get from...
You're right. That's nearly enough to get it open
true.
on.
I looked around all his paperwork, all the files on the PC, everything I could think of. I learned more about him than I had any desire to, but nothing might have been his password.
Whew.
I think of how much time I wasted on this.
PC on the underlying headmaster.
It would seem...
Whoever used it last, it looks like they were very interested in the ultimate despair. The PC still has some search results left on it.
Then we might be able to get some more info on the ultimate despair.
However...
There's not much, though. Nothing we really don't already know.
In other words...
The ultimate despair isn't one individual, but instead points to some kind of group. This group is responsible for the tragedy which happened 1 year ago. They're the worst sorts of people, those whose driving force comes from despair.
However...
And that's all there is. Not much to it, is there? But I guess that's the best he can do as a complete Kirigi failure.
Oh shit. Oh damn. But any information about the mastermind is helpful, right? I appreciate whatever info we can get our hands on.
I see. That's good outlook to have.
The Ultimate Sphere is magical section of your handbook. Jeez. So there's in a room she's gonna get into. That's what she meant by regret. I think I can assume that there's some kind of clue waiting in there. But maybe for her, there's more to it than that. Anyway, if we want to get in there, we need to figure out the password. And Kyoko can't figure out. No way I stand a chance. No, wait. There might be a chance. The password could be something Kyoko hasn't thought of, or something she didn't want to think of. For example, what about your name?
What?
Huh? Oh, sorry. I was just thinking about what the password might be. I'm sure she hasn't tried it. I mean, it's totally understandable. After the way she talked about her dad, the idea that he would use her name as his password. Knowing how she is, I bet the idea never even occurred to her. Do you mind if I try it? Just to be sure?
Well?
It's not like you need my permission. If you want to try it, try it. Do whatever you want.
Okay. You know, I'm glad I thought of trying Kyoko's name, but that's not it. It might just hurt Kyoko even more.
Hey.
If you're worried about me, Makoto, don't be. I already know your guess is wrong.
Okay. In that case, here goes nothing. I clicked it myself, then turned to face the computer monitor. Let me just type the password here. I typed in her full name, Kyoko Kiriger. My hands were so tense, slightly trembling as I finished typing it in. Beep. Grrr. Hey, what do you know? It was. What? That did it? Kyoko, it worked.
Why?
Kyoko? Without looking at me, she disappeared into the hidden room. She looked grim. Kyoko. Hey, Kyoko? I must not even have been in the room. Her gaze was fixed on only one thing. A present? Wrapped and covered with such joy. That's what made it so unusual. There's a brightly colored box here. It seems totally out of place in here. The more I look at it, the more suspicious I get. Should we open it? I'm kind of getting bad vibe from it. But I mean, we can't not open it. Okay.
Makoto.
Be careful, Makoto.
Why? You think it's dangerous?
No, not dangerous. But surprising, probably.
Huh?
It would seem...
If that's what I think it is. At the very least, it's not something you'll be happy to see.
Wait, so you know what's in there?
Anyway...
Just don't scream or anything, okay?
Are you saying it's something that'll make me want to scream? Okay, I'm just gonna open it. Step by heavy step, I approached the box. I took a deep breath, then took a hold of the lid. Slowly, ever so slowly, I lifted it up. Light began to sneak its way into the box. I stole a hesitant glance inside and... Kyoko's advice was no use. I let out a trembling cry. What was in the box? It was bones. Human bones. It was the last thing I expected to find in such a joyful, bright, joyful box. I mean, who could have possibly imagined?
I see.
Just as I thought.
What? Just as you thought? How could you have known that? I mean, there were bones in there. Human bones.
Well, that's not what I was thinking of the bones. Well, it's not that I was thinking of bones specifically. I just had a feeling it would be his body.
That's pretty much the same thing. A dead guy in a box.
My father.
Huh? What about him?
Correct.
What you found in the box. Those bones. That body. That's my father, or at least what's left of him. Are you serious? This is Kyoko's dad?
Bye. I don't think there's very much left anyway, so yeah, have fun.
The same man she's been searching for.
Hold on. How do you know that for sure? How do you know that's him?
So...
Given all the information we have already, that's the only possible answer. The same person may be the other mind who planned all this out. According to the files, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. It's even possible, even likely that he's somewhere in the school right now.
Yeah, there's a hint. Yeah.
Alter Ego said the headmaster was probably here in the school, but the only ones who were alive at the start of the joint game were us 16 students. We put those two ideas together, it doesn't take much to assume.
In other words,
that most likely my father was in the school, but he was also dead. That's my assumption anyway.
As Kyoko explained her analysis, she was completely calm. Or no, she wasn't calm. She was only trying to seem calm. She said it was just as she thought, so she knew it was a possibility. But I have to believe at some point she wanted to be proven wrong. Which is why she never looked at in the box herself, even though she had plenty of chances. I know Kyoko said she wanted to see her father so she could cut off all ties. But was that all there was to it?
I gave up some of that pride. In order to enter Hope's Peak, I'd reveal myself to the school. I didn't knowing it was something a true Kiguri detective would never do. Would she really go for pride just for that? I couldn't help but wonder.
Hidden room present has been a true voice section. Remember the rocket ship execution at the beginning of the game? It's a rocket ship execution? Who was the rocket ship execution? Because Leon was baseball, Nando was motorcycle, Celeste was burning alive. Want to come up with a guy in a rocket ship? Oh! I do know what you're talking about. Yes. Yes, okay. I understand now. Huh? This picture. It's all faded. It must be pretty old. When you first started the game before you started coding. Yeah. Wait, is this a picture of... Hey, Kyoko.
why would you?
Well, this is annoying. I came here to cut myself free of the past, and yet... to now find something like this. So what do you expect me to do now?
And I was right. It was a picture of Kyoko when she was a little girl. That was the principal? Oh, cool. Knowing the headmaster had this picture all this time, he must have really cared about her.
Why?
Why? What? I wanted to face him and tell him myself, to cut him out of my life for abandoning me. That's the whole reason I came here. And now he's abandoned me again. And this time, he stole the only opportunity I had to move on. Has there ever been a worse father? Kyoko. Picture of Kyoko and the headmaster of Danganronpa was like in your handbook.
Hey.
It's fine. Check whatever you want.
Are you sure? Okay then. I went through each drawer one by one, starting at the top. Well, I found piles and piles of unread documents. He was pretty dedicated to his job, huh?
Well?
It's just because he didn't have anything else. He could have inherited our family business, our legacy. Instead, he left it all behind.
Now,
If he couldn't even handle a job like this, he would have been that much more of a failure. I'm sure he couldn't stand the thought of that, and it made him desperate.
Okay, Kyoko. There's a line. I understand you're like pissed, but calm down. Headmaster's desk, it was probably hiding some kind of clue, so I really want to check it out, but I really don't think Kyoko wants to.
Hey.
Don't worry about me. Feel free to look around what you like. Are you sure?
Because...
Never let anything get in the way of the investigation. I don't.
Okay, then if you don't mind. Starting from the top, I pulled open all the dress drawers, look inside a rubbish on. None. But in the last drawer, huh? Is this? It's an e-handbook, right? And it's labeled on it. It says, in case of emergencies. I found some kind of emergency handbook in the headmaster's desk.
In other words...
A handbook with no limitations, given to the school's ultimate authority, the headmaster. I'm assuming that's what it is.
I think you're probably right.
It might prove useful as we continue our investigation. Why don't you hold on to it? Huh? But, Kyoko, I don't need it. If you don't want it, go ahead and leave it here.
Then I guess I'll take it.
Is it really okay?
Headmaster's e-handbook has been a toolbox section of your handbook.
Hey.
Listen, Makoto.
Huh?
Can I ask you a favor?
A favor? What is it?
So...
I know it's completely unreasonable to ask you this. And I know it'll only inconvenience you that much more, but...
Hey.
Could you leave?
Huh?
Correct.
Just for a little while. I'd just like to be alone for a bit. Kyoko. Don't worry, I'm fine. Just need to calm down a little.
Just a second.
I need to get my emotions in order.
You know, Kyoko, you told me before about the relationship you had with your dad. How you're only connected by blood, not by heart and soul, but...
Maybe that picture motivated him. Maybe he hoped to see me again someday. Is that what you're going to say? If so, it's just a theory.
A game theory!
And this isn't an issue that can be settled with theories. This picture doesn't change the fact of what happened, what I went through. That problem can't be solved so easily.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Anyway.
Once I've got myself under control, I'll turn the investigation immediately. So please, just give me time to myself.
Okay, I understand. Shut. Then I'll see you later.
Is she really okay? Kyoko, it must have been a complete shock to her.
I mean, it was a complete shock to me.
To find out what happened to the headmaster?
There was no doubt the mastermind performed that evil deed.
They killed the headmaster. Killed Kyoko's father. They killed him. The headmaster is dead. Then the one leading the Hope's Peak staff, the one who finalized the plan to isolate you, was Hope's Peak headmaster. So that same person may well be the mastermind who planned all this out. And according to the file, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. It seems possible, even likely, that he's somewhere in the school right now.
But we were wrong about that. The headmaster wasn't the mastermind. Which means the mastermind's true identity is... yeah, I know. Thank you. It's one of the 16 students.
15 of us met in the main hall. And Mukuro to the mix, you got 16. And including me, only 6 of us are still alive. Everyone else is dead. Even Mukuro. Even she's undeniably dead. So the ones still alive are me, Baikuya,
Hiro,
Toko, Hina, and Kyoko. Only those 6 people are alive. There's no question. Wait, no, that can't be. I refuse to believe it. There has to be some other way. There has to be.
I'm gonna go to the biolab. Oh, well, never mind. I guess I'll go to the locker room. I guess that's important. For some reason, I didn't get something in there. Do I need to be in here, Derpy, or am I just wasting my time? Ah, okay. There's a card reader installed in the door. That must be how you get the locker open. After all, it's pretty similar to the card readers for the locker rooms on the second floor of the school. And you have to use your handbook to open those up. So does that mean, well, let's give it a try. I took out my handbook and ran it across the card reader, and then, no luck. Maybe the locker room's owner can open it, which means none of us have it. Wait, but what about this emergency handbook I found in the headmaster's hidden room? Okay, let's give it one more try. Can do it. I took the emergency handbook and ran that across the card reader and beat. Alright, just what I was hoping for. Now then, let's see what we got inside. I don't see anything that might be a clue. And there might be a clue. What about you, Buster? It has to be this one then. There we go. The soccer is totally disorganized. Whoever it belonged to probably has organization problems in every part of their life. Jeez, bro, you don't have to be calling us out like that. This is a crystal ball. Huh? A crystal ball? No, it can't be. No way he ever used this locker. It's just not possible. Is this a deck of playing cards? No, they're tarot cards. But wait, aren't those used for telling fortunes? It's just coincidence, right? Okay, this for sure proves that it's Hero. That is it. There's all kind of textbooks and notebooks stacked up in no particular order, and dust everywhere. I have to assume whoever stuff this is didn't do a lot of studying. Not that I can really talk. Trying to act as casual and natural as possible, I picked up one of the notebooks I saw. And the moment I saw inside the notebook, any sense of easiness I may have had evaporated. Yoshihiro. What? There's no denying what I saw. Was Yoshihiro Hagakure. Is this our Yoshihiro? The notebook also contained a large number of notes for a variety of different classes, which would mean he attended classes here. No, that can't be possible. I mean, Hiro came to this school at the same time as the rest of us, and we were all stuck in this evil world. We never had a chance to even take any classes. So, what is this notebook? Locker notebook and a secondary handbook. Is that all? Is that everything? Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. What do I need to look around more? Can I not do everything in that locker? What am I supposed to look at? Or maybe this open locker. What? Can I not? Is that not a thing? Ah, there we go. This thing's practically empty. Okay. There's just one thing. Some kind of pocketbook. I don't see a name on it, so I can't say for sure who it is, but there's writing inside. Could be important. I don't like violating the owner's privacy, but I'd better take a look. It looks like a girl's handwriting, and the letters are spaced out evenly, like whoever wrote them was measuring them. Whoever wrote this must have been really meticulous. Huh? I was flipping through the pocketbook, but my hand froze when I saw a certain page. I saw something familiar written here, words I've heard before. There's a plan to turn Hope's Peak into a shelter and isolate the students here in a communal life. I decided to talk to one who came up with the plan directly. It just so happens to be the headmaster and my father. He was willing to give me some sort of details regarding the plan. Here's what he said. The point is to keep our students' prodigy safe, to keep them as our hope for the future. Only their genius can overcome disaster, and only their hope can overcome despair. For the future of our country, our world, it's not an exaggeration to call this our final hope. We must isolate our superior youth from the corrupted world, to serve as the foundation for a new era. This is the only hope we have. I hope that you'll be willing to go along with this plan. So, that's what my father had to say to me. As usual, he made a selfish decision without consulting anyone else. I can't imagine a worse father. This can't be true, can it? But I knew it was. And I knew exactly who the pocketbook belonged to. Kyoko. I couldn't imagine anyone else. But if this belongs to Kyoko, what's it doing in this locker? And what she wrote here completely contradicts with what she wrote already told me. So she hasn't seen your dad since he left when she was little. I decided to talk to the one who came up directly. It's just happened to the headmaster and my father. What does this all mean? I quickly scanned the remaining pages of the notebook. I must have been looking for something that would prove me wrong about this whole thing. But I reached the last page, question mark spinning in my head. It just started spinning much faster. When I looked at it, unlike the rest of the pocketbook, the writing here was messy, disorganized, scrawled. What is this? What does it mean? I have no idea. How could this possibly make any sense? Locker pocketbook into a secondary handbook. Alright. So why am I seeing this? Why are there things in the lockers that have belonged to people here? A notebook that seems to belong to Hiro, and a pocketbook seems to belong to Kyoko. There has to be some sort of kind of explanation. But if I want to find that out, I have to keep moving the investigation forward. I have to believe in everyone.
This is a school announcement. Is everyone working hard? Is your investigation coming along nicely? Well then, since you're all giving it your best, your generous headmaster will give you a little hint. For those of you who are interested, please make your way to the gym ASA possible.
What? Now he wants to give us a hint? It's suspicious. There's no doubt about that. This could be a trap. But even knowing that, he said to go to the gym, right? Oh, here he is. Oh, hey, Hiro. What? Makoto? Why'd you act so surprised? Oh, no reason. You're Monkuma's announcement, right? Are you here to find out what he has to say? I just did, actually. I'm on my way out. You already talked to him? What'd he say? Listen, sorry, but I gotta go. Hiro, wait. There's no point in trying to stop him. He ran off like a frightened animal. Hiro? It's like he was trying to avoid me. I was hoping talking about the notebook I found in the locker. He's been hiding something this whole time. ASA possible. No, it's just me. Dude, I've had to pee for so long. I was kind of hoping this would be over quickly, but
I am Monokuma!
Hello, welcome, hello. Are you ready for your final hit? Well, it just so happens to be in the envelope on the ground in front of you.
The envelope? This must be the envelope.
And just so you know, I won't be answering any questions about what you find inside.
What?
Don't worry, just get on with it.
Monokuma's cryptic words didn't make me feel any better, but I picked up the envelope and opened it. What I found was a single photograph. Featured a bunch of faces I recognized extremely well. It was everyone who'd come to Hope's Peak at the same time as me. Wait, but there's someone behind Sayaka. She's the one I don't recognize. Wait, that's not true. I do recognize her. That's right. When Byakuya and I were in the headmaster's room and we looked at the file, Mukuro Ikusawa. Then the girl is... What? Why? Why is Mukuro here with everyone else? And even more than that, just having everyone here pose like this is weird enough by itself. And we're all wearing matching uniforms. I don't remember anything like this. And, not that I'm not looking at it, it's not even everyone. Yeah, Makoto's not there. I am not in the picture. I'm the only one not there. The picture has all 15 other students, but not me. But I guess it makes sense. After all, I don't remember ever taking a picture like this. I went to junior high with Sayaka, but the first time I met everyone else was when I arrived here at Hope Peak Academy. So it's natural for me not to be in the picture, but it's definitely unnatural that everyone else is in the picture. I thought everyone was like me and didn't know each other till they got here. If that picture is real... I love how they forgot about Celeste but put her in the last segment. That could mean... Could it be? Everyone else? And just me? Everyone else here except me is...
Are you not gonna keep rambling soliloquy of yours, Hamlet?
What are you gonna do?
You're kind of getting in my way standing there, you know? So, I mean, get out! But, I told you, I'm not fielding any questions.
Unbelievable.
What kind of mystery would it be if I gave you all the answers? That'd totally be out of left field.
Dart. I guess that means we're done talking. Damn it! Group photo event 2 section of your handbook. So in the end, all I found in the gym was even more confusion. And with that confusion in hand, I left the gym dejected. How does this count as a hint? It just made me even more confused. Is that what Monokuma was going for? Did he put together a fake photo just to confuse me? But it looks so real, so full of life. How could anyone fake that? Which would mean everyone but me. Maybe I should just ask everyone directly. That should clear all this up. No, I have to clear all this up. Bro, come on. I got to go pee, bro. Where's everyone at? Dining hall. That's where everyone's at. Well, I thought the ding dong was gonna be like, what am I doing here? I don't know why. I did not mean to go here. I meant to go then pee. No! I'm about to finish this first. I won't let myself pee until I finish this. It's almost done probably. I don't actually know. So this is where you've been hiding. Listen, I was hoping to talk to you.
Makoto? Sorry, gotta go.
What? She ran off so fast I didn't even have time to ask her to stop. Hina, why? Why won't you talk to me? Well, there's still something in the dining hall I have to look at. Or maybe not. I don't think I actually have to be here still. I think I was just telling me that there was a person in there. Fuck. Yeah, see, I was just telling me that there's people in there. Hey, here! Momokoto! What's going on with you? Every time I see you, you freak out like that. No! Sorry, but I'm in a big hurry. Once again, he ran off like a terrified rabbit. Here, what's wrong? I still wasn't able to talk to him about the notebook I'd found. It was like he was avoiding me. Like he was afraid of me. Why? Monokuma probably said something to everyone else, Makoto. I don't know if you know this, Makoto, but Monokuma doesn't like you. I said I'd visit the lab one more time, and the first thing I saw when I got there was her, passed out, again. Huh? Toko? Hello? Oh, there's a body right there. Toko, are you okay? No, she's not dead, is she? Oh, great. Ah! It's cold, super cold, it's cold! I think I might catch cold! Keep taking naps in places like this, I'm sure you will. What? I was asleep? Ah, I must fainting again. I bet you were standing there staring at me, getting all excited, weren't you? No, I wasn't. Oh, then what? Hot and bothered? Straight up horny? Okay, so why did you pass out? I don't know, last thing I remember was me waking up just now. What do you do to Miss Monrose? Oh, that's right, your memory stops and starts each time you switch. Bingo, bazinga! We share some basic knowledge, but our memories are very much separate. Don't stare at me like that. Don't say that's a bad thing. It's a blessing as far as I'm concerned. Because even if she forgets something, I totally remember. It's like double the memory. No, it's more like half. You didn't say Jack memory is mandatory plus I can't, but I want to know right now is, where's my little darling? Tell me now. Oh, slit your throat. I don't know. I'm sure Baikuya's around here somewhere doing his own investigating.
Yes.
By himself? I assume so. I knew it. I totally knew it. I'm total pro when it comes to all things master. Anyway, I gotta hurry. I can't imagine how lonely you must be right now. Bye, Genocide Jill. Toko shot up, her eerie laughter echoing behind her. Ah, I totally forgot to ask her about the picture. Well, there's no point in asking Genocide Jack anyway. Besides, I have more important things to do right now. Why did Toko faint? There's got to be one reason for it. The fridge, it's open. I'm sure they'll shut tight the last time I was here. That must be why she passed out.
Right.
She faints so easily. Kyoko?
Makoto.
It's getting late, isn't it? Are you okay?
Indeed.
I'm sorry if I made you worry. No, you don't have to apologize.
Listen.
But listen, about this room. Oh yeah,
It would seem...
it's a morgue. Yeah,
I knew it.
I suspected as much. And Toko must have looked inside the fridge, seen what was in there, and, well, there you have it. You knew she fainted?
Indeed.
I was on my way here when Genocide Jack came running past me. I assumed she must have sneezed, but once I got inside, the real reason became clear.
It would seem...
I imagine she came here to investigate, and she opened up the slot there. When she saw the body inside and dropped like a bag of rocks. That's why she got her. Everything's gotta be so difficult with her. Anyway, we should close it up. We don't want to leave it hanging out like that. Yeah, good idea.
Makoto.
Give me a hand with this. Kyoko approached the fridge, hands outstretched. But suddenly she stopped. What's wrong?
Listen.
Maybe we should wait a second before closing it. Huh? How come? Because Makuro's body's in there. Makuro's corpse? Makuro's body is inside the fridge?
I see.
Just like every other time. The mastermind probably brought it up here while we were in the class trial. The mastermind did it? Because they assumed we wouldn't be doing the class trial over again, I guess.
So...
You may be right. Either way,
Now I can finally get a good look at the body.
Oh, that's right. Kyoko didn't get a chance to check the body during the last investigation.
Makoto.
I need to do my own examination of the corpse as soon as possible. I'm going to find a clue this time, and I'm going to grab the mastermind by the tail.
Okay, so what should I do?
So then,
Why don't you just wait over there? I'll tell you as soon as I'm finished.
Just wait over there. That's it. Are you done yet? I should ask Kyoko about the group photo. After all, she's in it too. Don't let me interrupt your investigation, but I want to ask you about something.
What is it?
It's about the announcement Monokuma made earlier.
You mean the one about that hint or something? I don't take him up on the offer.
Huh? Why not?
because...
The only reason he'd give us a hint at this point would be to confuse us, to cloud our judgment. I can solve this mystery on my own, without whatever hints he may have to offer.
That's a good point. I wish I could go back and do the same thing. But what's done is done, I guess, standing here and looking at her. I don't think she's hiding anything from me.
Is she right? Did the mastermind forge that picture as a trap to confuse us? That's gotta be it. There's no other explanation.
It's a fridge meant for storing dead bodies. I can't do it. I can't look inside. What am I supposed to do? She said to just sit over here and wait, and she'll tell me when she's done.
It would seem...
Seems like blue light comes on when the spot is occupied.
So if someone's in there, the blue light comes on. Looking around them, yeah. There's 9 in all. 9? 9 lights? Update. Biolab lights is how to do what secondary input. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, but all I know is that it's stupid. She's like, oh, I don't want to take hints. I can't leave with things the way they are right now. Then what do you want to do? You know, I think I've seen a tarp like this somewhere before.
Ah, it's the same one I found in the garden tool shed.
And if I remember, that tarp had a stamp on it that said Biolab. And that's the tarp that was used to help camouflage the murder in the garden. At some point, someone got it from the Biolab and took it over here. Take it over there. Tarp has been updated in the Truth Bowl secondary handbook.
Whew.
Okay, Makoto, I'm done.
Already? Jeez, that was fast.
Indeed.
Anyone can do good work if they go slow. In that spirit, I'll make my report brief.
So, did you find anything?
Indeed.
I paid careful attention to the wounds and traces of blood, and it seems highly likely that the stomach wound and the blow to the back of the head were inflicted after death.
Really?
The burnt tissue made things a little difficult, but I'm completely confident in my findings.
So that means neither of those were the fatal injury, right? Then what was fatal injury? Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. It had also been struck in the head with the object, its thick metal pipe. The body was covered in other wounds, but early is 4 days old. The only option is those other wounds, but the file said they were old.
Is that right?
Where does it say they were old?
Because...
Yeah, huh?
All the Monokuma file says that they were inflicted at least several days ago.
I guess I don't see the difference.
Wrong.
Well, the difference is immense, considering the impression they give.
Listen.
You seem to be equating several days old with simply old.
However...
But that doesn't quite follow logically. Old wounds, it makes it sound like they've been there forever. Like they're not related to the murder.
Are you saying they are? But we all got the Monokuma file right after she was killed, right? So if the wounds were at least a few days old, there's no way they could have had anything to do with it.
So then...
But what if Mikuro herself wasn't killed within the last few days?
What?
At the very least...
Certainly, you can't allow it as one of the many possibilities, can't you?
One of many?
Right.
A detective doesn't have supernatural powers. There's no way to predict the answer from the beginning. Instead, the ideal detective begins by imagining as many possible scenarios as they can.
In other words,
They envision these possibilities without prejudice, without bias, only using their logic and common sense. Then, as they investigate, they test what they find against each of those possibilities. Of course, me telling you this doesn't mean you'll be any good at detective work. But beyond using that to solve this particular mystery, you need to keep in mind for the future. Kyoko's account is about 2 plus section RAM, but so if anything else you'd like to know about the condition of the body, now's the time. Hello, Weasel Snatches. How are you? Come think of it, there's one thing. Earlier, when I was looking on the Monokuma file, it listed her height and weight.
So
5 foot 7 inches, 97 pounds. Vitals were 31, 22, 32. You get that right? You remembered all that? They are indeed consistent with the corpse. So then...
Indeed.
And don't forget about the fin rear tattoo. There's absolutely no mistake.
Indeed.
Our victim in this case is without a doubt Mikuro Ikusawa. Ikusawa's profile is outdated.
And?
Is that all you wanted? Is that all you wanted to ask? Yeah, I think so.
So then.
Then it looks like we have no further business with Mikuro's body. Now let's get going. It's kind of chilly in here. Oh wait, we're not gonna put the body back? Don't you think it's kind of sad leaving it out like this?
Why?
Sad? Did you forget? She was our enemy once. A part of the ultimate despair. But she got killed. She's a victim.
Hey.
Have you ever heard the phrase, you reap what you sow? Well, yeah, but still.
Whew.
You really are naive, you know that? It's really quite appealing. But she could have just abandoned me, but she decided to help me instead. For some reason like that... Wait. So, for someone like that, what does it mean to be naive?
So then.
I think we've done all we can do here. Back to our separate investigations, yes? Ah, hold on. There's one more thing to do. Something I need to talk to Kyoko about. I need to ask her about the pocketbook I found in that locker. If I don't do it now... Hey, Kyoko? I have one last thing. I know I shouldn't, but I feel like I have to ask.
What?
Go ahead, then. Out with it. Have you really not seen your dad since you got here?
What?
What?
So...
What do you mean? Well, you know all those lockers on the second floor of the
Indeed.
dorms? I do, yes. But to get into any of the lockers, you need the handbook of whoever the locker belongs to. Actually, I managed to open them using the emergency handbook.
I see.
Then you found the headmaster's hidden room. The one you're waiting for now. So, did you find anything worthwhile in the lockers? I found a pocketbook, and after looking through it, I think it must be your pocketbook.
Why is that?
What makes you say that?
Because...
Like I said, only the locker's owner should be able to get into it, right? I can't imagine those lockers belonging to any of us. After all, we only just got access to that area just recently. What I'm saying is, there's no way I could have had access to any of these lockers. And if I did have a pocketbook, why would I bother putting it in a locker? Everything you just said makes perfect sense, but there's something written inside. It was about the headmaster, about your father.
What? If that's true...
Could that mean that video is real too? Video?
Makoto.
Makoto, I think everything is finally starting to fit together to reveal a cohesive picture. Although, I'm afraid that picture might be worse than anything we could have ever imagined. Oh, what are you talking about? I need to go investigate those lockers right now. I need to confirm what you just said with my own 2 eyes. Oh, let me give you the headmaster's handbook. That way you can...
So...
That won't be necessary. If I'm right about this, I shouldn't have any problems opening the locker with my own handbook. After all, it would seem that it is my locker. Your locker?
Makoto.
If you watch this, it will all make sense. A DVD? It says Class 78, Urgent Interviews.
So...
I found it in the hidden room after you left.
Anyway...
I don't have time to explain exactly what I think it means, so just watch it and see for yourself. I think you'll realize exactly what it means. You'll understand why you found my pocketbook in a place none of us have ever seen before. None of this makes any sense right now, but I guess it means there's something important put on this DVD.
In a video.
Makoto.
Oh, and now it's my turn. Do you have a second to listen to me ramble?
In other words,
So as it turns out, the arrangement I'd made didn't stick. What I mean is, I'm less and less sure of everything, even my own feelings.
You're talking about your debt, right?
I can never find the answers to the questions I wanted to ask for the rest of my life.
And all because of the mastermind.
however,
There's one thing I am sure of. When it comes to the mastermind, there's no room in my heart for forgiveness. I swore to destroy the mastermind. This is just one more reason to follow through on that.
Kyoko's eyes burned with the fire of determination. The determination to defeat the mastermind.
It's strange to be confronted with his death and suddenly feel this way. I couldn't care less if my father had found happiness.
why?
So why does it bother me so much how he has suffered? It's ridiculous. It's just no understanding it, I guess.
She let out a small laugh as she said it, but her smile was filled with sorrow.
So, that's it for my rambling. There's still much to do before I can consider my task complete.
Yeah, you're right. I should be measle catching.
Hey,
But keep this in mind. There's only ever one absolute truth. And whether the truth serves justice or suffering, whether it's the greatness truth or the worst.
What do you mean?
Makoto.
Even if the truth you uncovered is filled with hopelessness, you still can't give up hope.
Absolutely not, because
all I can do is keep moving forward. That's pretty much all I'm good at, you know? Indeed. Sorry if that was strange.
So then,
Anyway, I need to keep going. I'll see you at the class trial.
leaving behind that final farewell, Kyoko was gone. I better get going myself. I got the DVD from Kyoko. I should head to the AV room to check it out. Kyoko said something about hopeless truth. But no matter what happens, I won't lose hope. Even if the worst truth is in the world. I can't afford to lose. Okay. This has to be over soon, right? You have to get to class trial sooner. I forgot where the AV room was. No, it should be on the first floor, because that was Sayaka's reason. Yeah, it's right here. Because Sayaka was the reason she wanted to kill someone, and that was the first one. So yeah, it was only the first one. You should be able to play DVD just fine. Well then, I better take a look. I took the DVD Kyoko gave me and put it in the player. It said that it was playing, but nothing appeared on screen. I stared into the black of the monitor. It must have been a few seconds, but to me it felt like an eternity. And then, all of a sudden, an image appeared. Sayaka?
It took me by total surprise. I hadn't seen Sayaka in who knows how long, and there she was.
Then. Are you ready to begin?
The voice I heard was of a man positioned on one side of the screen. It was the voice of a middle-aged man.
I do apologize, but I hope you don't mind if I record our conversation. I'm a little slow, you know. I never really got the hang of taking notes while having a conversation.
It sounded like he was trying to make a joke, but Sayaka's tense face didn't move a single millimeter.
So this video is meant to serve as a kind of contract substitute. It's not that I don't trust you guys. It's more like insurance. So please don't worry too much. Now then, let me get straight to the point. There is a chance that you may have to spend the rest of your life here in the school. Can you accept that?
You want me to accept that?
Sayaka's obviously at a total loss.
It made total sense. Who would agree to spending the rest of their life in the school? I accept.
What?
Thank you. And I'm sorry about all this. Well, I can promise you that I will do everything in my power to keep you safe. As the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, I give you my word.
As if on cue, there was that's where the video cut out. There was a lot I hadn't understood up until now. But this, only this. I simply couldn't comprehend what I heard. Because I know how much Sayaka wanted to get out of here. I know how much she wanted to escape and pursue her dreams with her friends again. She wanted that so bad, she tried to frame me for murder. So, why? Why would she say yes to living here for the rest of her life? As I sat there thinking about it, I noticed a sudden light on the monitor. The video I thought was finished flashed back on screen. My eyes started back to the screen. And if I was confused before, what I saw next pushed me over the edge. Huh? What I saw was me. And possibly, undeniably me.
So, Makoto, before we begin, I should let you know that I'll be recording our conversation.
Yes.
What the fuck? Holy shit! Me and the headmaster were looking at each other. He and I were having what seemed to be a fairly normal conversation. But I in here and now, had absolutely no memory of it. I had no memory of this meeting, the headmaster, much less sitting down and talk to him like this.
Shall we get straight to the point? Makoto, there's a chance you may have to spend the rest of your life here in the school. Can you accept that?
Yes.
This can't be real. I said yes?
I'm sorry I'm putting you through all this.
Well, I mean, we don't have much of a choice, do we?
But I promise that as long as you're in this school, I will do everything I can to protect you. As the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, that's the very least I can do for you.
Once again, the video cut out. From there, the video repeated the same scene again and again with the others. By Kuya. Toko. Hina. Everyone. They all said they agreed to live in the school forever. And then Kyoko. Her interview with him had been recorded just as clearly. Without a doubt, she had met him. She sat down with the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, her father. And when he asked her his question, she answered the same as everyone else. She accepted a life within the school. Just as Kyoko's interview was wrapping up, the monitor suddenly went black. Huh? It wasn't the monitor. The DVD player itself had apparently turned off. Which of course meant that the DVD wasn't playing anymore. What the heck just happened?
Say what?
Oopsie, looks like it broke. Out of service.
What? It just so happened to break just now?
Too bad.
Wow, then when? Doesn't matter. Failure can strike anytime, anywhere, anytime. That's what failure is, right?
Failure my ass. You cut the power on purpose. Well, whatever. Even if I watched the whole thing, it would be just more of the same. He asked them the question. They all said yes. I couldn't help myself. I let out a huge, aspirated sigh. But as I did, I remembered something.
That's right.
I fainted too, and then I woke up. I noticed a strange feeling, a separation within myself, a disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, that's the point. My memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to this school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what made you forget all that?
Hey.
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seemed too convenient. A convenient outcome. Something that seemed to obviously work in favor of the mastermind. So does that mean I've lost my memory too? What about the others? Have we all forgotten? Or... So everyone lost their memory?
Anything that has a start, there has to be an end. And if the end comes, then that means it's time for a fresh start. There is no night that doesn't have a dawn. Although that dawn is totally pitch black, there is no storm that won't eventually end. Of course, then that leads to drought. But as I said, every end is the promise of a new beginning. Which is why I'm sure we'll get to meet again, because the end is only the beginning. Anyway, let's get started. The beginning of the end of the class trial. Everyone gather once again at you know where.
It's about to begin again. The class trial is going to start. The final class trial. The last time all our lives will be on the line. The last time hope and despair are on the line. I don't have a choice. I have to do this. Okay then. This is the end. I guess I'm the first one on this time?
Makoto,
You're early, Makoto.
listen.
Does that mean you feel prepared? Yeah, for now, at least. Where's everyone else? Why aren't they here yet?
However,
Don't worry, I'm sure they'll be here soon. And just like she said, Baikuya. Baikuya? They all arrived, one after another. And they were all in the same state of shock. Hina? Hiro. Silence. And it wasn't any normal silence. It was the deafening silence of fear and suspicion. It was like the first class trial.
You called for me and so I appeared.
Strong, silent master, so wonderful, so cool, so hot, my loins are ablaze.
Yes!
Now listen, everything will be just fine if you leave it to me.
My beautiful scissors!
With my sharp scissors in hand, I'll stab and gouge and shiv the master of evil.
But I thought you couldn't kill anyone but admirable little boys.
If it's what master wants, it can be boy, girl, or anything in between. I can handle it. Where am I? No human language can describe the disappointment I'm feeling right now. Is everyone here? Oh, and wearing our gloomy Gus faces, I see.
Well now.
Okay, well then, let's begin.
Thrills, chills,
This final class trial, it's gonna be slaughtered in pitch black despair. Climax of sorrow.
that's fine.
You're right. This is the final class trial. And this time, it'll be fair. What do you mean this time? Stop with all that slander. I'm a bear in a good standing, you know.
Unbelievable.
If there was a Mr. Fair Guy Universe contest, I'd take home the tria every year. I'm gonna win this game super fair and square.
Today,
And I'll make sure
feeling
everyone
white.
out watching at home knows that despair is fighter than to hope.
Stop talking.
Enough of your tedious drivel. Begin the trial already.
Sure. Let's begin the trial already. I'll be waiting for you down below.
Guys.
So don't try to run away.
Laughing as loud as ever, Monokuma disappeared. Whatever.
In the name of my
This will
family.
be over in no time. With an inexplicable confidence, Baikuya was the first into the elevator. One by one, the others followed. Nobody made eye contact. No one said a word. They just disappeared into the elevator.
Hey,
They're all acting odd. Like they're paranoid, suspicious of each other.
however,
But you know why that is, don't you?
Yeah, I think so.
however,
Well, you can tell us about it soon. At the class trial.
You're right. I'm ready.
so...
Ready to win, right?
Of course.
I'm glad to hear you say that.
And then Kyoko was aboard the elevator. I started making my way toward the opening, step after step, toward that gaping maw. I resolved that this would be the last time. I repeated to myself there was no fear, no mystery left. I pushed the anxiety down, calmed my trembling body, and finally, on steady legs, I passed the threshold and stood in the elevator. Without warning, it began to descend, deeper and deeper, deeper, still. Deeper, and deeper and deeper it fell. I closed my eyes, and sight fell away, and sound too disappeared. Alone in the universe, I waited for the elevator doors to open for the last time. What could have been seconds or centuries later, I felt a gentle vibration of the elevator come to an end. I slowly opened my eyes. Whoa. This is the final trial site?
What do you think? It's the perfect background for deciding a person's fate. It's time for the long-awaited last stage, the always exciting final boss battle! And I'm gonna sit in on this one. I'll just sit right here in the vacant 16th seat. Now then, let's begin!
Would you like to save your data? Yes. I would like to save my data. Well. With that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, that is where I am going to leave this stream. Now, normally I would stream Persona tomorrow, but if it's going to be the finale of Danganronpa, I'm going to stream this tomorrow. It's going to be super hype, so if you guys don't want to miss it. So yeah, I hope you guys have a fantastic night. Thank you for the people that stayed up super late with me to finish this. Be a homie and start the final stream 30 minutes later. Oh, like, instead of 7:30, do it at 8. Okay, I got it. I'll do it. I'll be a homie for you. Yeah. But yeah. I'll do it tomorrow. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Okay, so